I recently got a request for a blind juggling tutorial, so today I'm going to show you how to juggle without looking. This trick can seem impossible at the beginning, but I'm going to give you a bunch of tips that are going to help you learn how to juggle without looking. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a super secret tip that I learned that made everything click for me, so stay tuned to the end. The first step is to decide how you actually want to blind juggle. Some people like to do it while standing up. As you can see from this video, I prefer to do it while sitting down. Since you don't know how to blind juggle at this point, you can just try to close your eyes and throw one ball back and forth and see which one is more comfortable for you. After you've chosen where you want to blind juggle from, you need to practice juggling in that position a lot. Something else that's important is you don't want to juggle up high. You want to keep everything really low. The higher you throw, the harder it is to make your throws consistent. Make sure to get your throws as consistent as possible. Another thing is you'll see that I'm making pretty direct eye contact with the camera. I'm still looking at the balls, but I'm just getting used to only seeing them in my peripheral vision. And so this kind of gets your brain used to the idea that you don't really need to look at the balls in order to juggle them. You can also practice juggling with your peripheral vision while looking at something else, like maybe watching TV or perhaps your favorite YouTube channel. Start juggling, so then start slowly squinting your eyes and squint them more and more until they're shut. As you could just tell by the way I caught that ball, it can be a little bit difficult to end blind juggling tricks, so I'll talk about that in a little bit. Now I'm going to tell you the secret tip that I discovered or kind of stumbled onto that really helped blind juggling click for me. So I was in rehearsal with the Princeton Juggling Club for our annual show. I was juggling 3 balls and someone was playing around with the lighting for the show. They started to dim the lights, and they kept dimming the lights more and more until I could barely see, but I was still juggling 3 balls. And then I decided to just close my eyes, and all of a sudden I could blind juggle. My suggestion, which might not be feasible for everyone, is to go to a room with a dimmer and then just have someone dim it more and more for you until eventually you'll be juggling without looking. Don't get frustrated if it doesn't click for you immediately like it clicked for me. Before that day in rehearsal, I had been struggling with blind juggling for a long time, and I know it can be really frustrating, but just keep working at it. Hopefully you'll have a click moment that works for you. And now I'll give you that other tip I was talking about, and then after that tip, I'll tell you something that you need to know if you ever want to perform this trick in front of other people. So another thing that's difficult with blind juggling is just ending the pattern. So what I like to do is I like to bring my hands together like this, which maximizes the chance that I'm going to catch all 3 balls. Really quickly, I just wanted to mention that I launched a new YouTube channel called Rubik's Gym, where I make tutorials about how to solve the Rubik's Cube and other twisty puzzles. So please go and check that out. So another thing that's really important for blind juggling, if you ever want to do it in front of someone else, is you need to know how to do it from a cold start. So the way lots of people learn, including myself, is to start from a cascade and then slowly start closing your eyes. But if you do that in front of people, they're always going to be suspicious. Like they're going to think that you're somehow peeking or you can somehow see. It can be kind of weird in the beginning to practice from a cold start, but really it's just something that you need to do and get used to. So get used to doing it from a regular cascade, then blind juggling, and then after you're pretty good at that, then you can start learning how to do it blind. Then you can start with some blindfolds on and the audience will actually believe you. Another thing that really helps me when I'm blind juggling is to make a mental map of the balls. So in other words, I kind of picture where they are in my mind's eye, and then that helps me know where to move my hands. Now that seems a little hard to believe, and this only happened to me recently. Basically, blind juggling is a culmination of hours and hours and hours of practicing juggling. You've basically trained your brain to understand where the balls are in the air. So if it doesn't come to you right away, just make sure to spend lots of time just doing regular juggling. So I like to focus on the 3rd ball that's thrown, or the 2nd ball from my right hand. So in my mind's eye, I really try to focus on that ball, and I try to picture where it is in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. While I was doing that, I noticed something else that I do before blind juggling. So I also do this when I'm juggling 5 balls, but I do this like little motion, like beforehand, and basically I think that just helps me get used to how heavy the balls weigh and like what the inertia of the balls is. Thanks so much for watching to the end of the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I know lots of people don't really think about subscribing, but the YouTube algorithm really does. Let me know what other videos you want to see. Keep juggling and have fun.